Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing a video where I'm going to be using a product that I've never used before, and that is the Carbon Killer from Slip 2000. If you guys have watched my SHOT Show video with these guys, I was talking to them about their new products, and I was telling them that I've never used this stuff before, so they sent me home with some to try out. And recently I've been shooting some 300 blackout out of this SBR, a lot of it being suppressed lately. I'll go ahead and roll in a bunch of footage of me shooting this thing suppressed. My buddy and I, we were doing mag dump after mag dump after mag dump to do a review on some Cellar and Bellet subsonic ammo, which was excellent, by the way. I'll have a link to that video down below as well as a link to the video I did with Slip 2000 at SHOT Show. But because of how filthy this bolt carrier has gotten and the internal part of the receiver has gotten, I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to test out the Carbon Killer. It was actually getting to the point where this thing was having a hard time chambering as we were packing up, getting ready to go. As you can see, and I'll take the bolt out so you can actually see even better, but there's a bunch of unburned powder, which is pretty common for subsonic 300 blackout, and this bolt carrier is just coated in carbon. And this is a nickel boron bolt, so normally it's supposed to be nice and shiny. So let me go ahead and pull this out. I'll give you some close-up views of it, and then I'll tell you how we're going to clean it. Okay, so as you can see, this bolt carrier is absolutely filthy. Again, normally this is supposed to be a nice shiny kind of silver color, but between the unburned powder and the carbon buildup on this thing from shooting it so much suppressed, this thing is absolutely filthy. Hopefully it's focusing in the right spot there so you can see. But I mean, this thing just all around is just coated, and I've let it sit for a couple days to make sure that it was nice and hardened on there. I didn't want it to be still nice and wet and loose when I did this test. So what I'm going to be doing is taking the Carbon Killer, and I'm going to take the bolt apart just to give as much surface area as I can to the Carbon Killer. I made a little kind of a janky net system to actually lower the stuff in, so hopefully that works. So basically you just drop whatever you want to clean inside and let it soak. It says for 5 to 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna bump that number up a little bit, and then once you're done, you can just wipe everything off, and you're gonna have to re-lube everything. So I'm gonna disassemble this thing. Hopefully we'll get plenty of before footage that we can compare to the after footage as far as how clean this thing is. But one other cool thing is, no matter how well this goes, which I'm confident it'll go pretty well, I have an extra bottle here of the Carbon Killer that I'm going to send out to one lucky viewer out there. Details on how I'm going to do that will be at the end of this video, so definitely stick around, see how this works for me, and see how you can get some for yourself to test out. Okay, so I have my Carbon Killer. I'm going to make sure it's nice and well shaken up before I start this. And then there's a little red basically divider in here that I'm gonna have to pull out. Okay, so again, I'm gonna break this thing down. I'm gonna get my GoPro going to do a time lapse for the however much time I decide to do, because we should be able to start seeing stuff float to the top of this, so I'll try to get a good angle on that. But I'll go ahead and, like I said, break this thing down. Probably won't put the cotter pin in there, but we'll see. Okay, so we have now taken it out of the Carbon Killer. So what I'm going to do now is just kind of wipe this thing down and see what kind of difference it makes. I could already tell when I swapped the bolt around while it was in there with about a couple minutes left to go. A lot of it was just coming off super easy on my fingers, unlike it was before. So I know that this is going to be fairly simple. While I'm wiping this away, I know some of you are going to be thinking, well, why can't I just use the products I've already been using, which work just fine? And you know what? Yeah, there is a lot of stuff out there that's going to be really good at cleaning your bolt carrier groups. However, a lot of those are going to be a lot more labor intensive than this. Not to say that it's difficult to do the others, but the nice thing about this is I can literally just drop my complete bolt carrier group into the Carbon Killer and then start cleaning other things on my rifle. And then as soon as I'm done cleaning my rifle, I can just come back. My bolt carrier is ready to wipe down. So it speeds things up, especially when you're someone who is going to be taking out multiple firearms per day to go, you know, out for shooting, for reviewing, or whatever, like I do, it's good to save time wherever you possibly can. So I've been wiping this down for, I don't know, maybe a minute, if that, and I can already tell you that, that there's a night and day difference already. One thing that I wanted to see with this carbon killer as well is if it would restore the luster to a nickel boron bolt. Now, when I talked to the guys at Slip 2000 at SHOT Show, I asked them about that, and they said they weren't sure. And so they certainly made no claims that it would, you know, restore that polish. And that doesn't seem to be the case. Well, it doesn't seem to be the case that it does restore the polish, but it's definitely getting that carbon off very, very easily, to where all I'm having to do is wipe it. I'm not having to get in there aggressively and scrape away at anything. It's all just coming off while I wipe it, which is really convenient. As you can see here, this bolt was totally grimy and junky and dirty, and again, with just wiping it now, you know, it's coming off. It's definitely doing its job. All right, so I'm just going to finish wiping out the inside of this bolt so it's ready for me to lube it back up. Just because I don't want to take the time to get into all the nook and crannies on camera, I'm going to save you guys that time. And so we will reconvene once I'm done clearing out all the gunk from all the little nooks and crannies in here. Okay, so I got this thing pretty much clean. I can probably get into a couple more areas and just polish everything up. One thing to note is this stuff is water-based, so what I'm going to do is once I'm done filming, I'm going to just take one of these Slip 2000 cloths and wipe everything down to make sure everything's nice and preserved. But hopefully you'll be able to tell a difference between where we are now and where we began. Again, I'll try to show you some before and after, one on top of the other, just so you can see how much of a difference this made. And again, if I wanted to take extra time, yeah, I could probably get this thing shining up pretty good. Really, the only way to get it back to its initial luster is to actually go ahead and take like a metal polish and polish it back up. That's the only way I've seen people actually get their bulk carrier groups that are nickel boron back to their original factory luster. Obviously, I don't care about that. This is more of a tool for me, so I don't have to have it look, you know, look like it did when it came out of the factory in order to be happy with it. But I still want it to be clean. I still want it to be able to function, and so that's what this does. Again, is there other stuff out there that works? Yes, absolutely. However, nothing that I know of that works while you're working on something else. So instead of having to spend, you know, 15-20 minutes diligently cleaning this, I can clean the rest of my rifle while this is soaking in the carbon killer, and then once I'm done cleaning my rifle, I can just take it out, wipe it down, and then rub it down with one of these Slip 2000 cloths, and everything's good to go back together. So like I said, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of one of these bottles of Carbon Killer, if I can find the label there. What I want you to do, if you want to be entered into this contest, I want you to make a video showing something super dirty that you plan on using this Carbon Killer on. What I want you to do is, if you get chosen, I want you to make a video using this to clean whatever that product is and give your honest opinions on it. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, let us know your honest opinions. I want to get some other data points out there. So again, if you're interested in getting this, make a video showing the dirty product that you want to clean with it, and then put a link down below in the comments. That way people can go see what else is dirty out there, and I'll choose a winner, and then I will send this bottle out to them, and then hopefully that person will make a video as well, so that we get double the content and double the cleaning experiences. So definitely enter into that if you're interested. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, go ahead and throw those in the comment section below. I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can. But as always, I hope you're able to get something out of this video, and I really appreciate you watching.